What's going on? I am back with another episode of Q's Corner. I look forward to these, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I look forward every trip to talking to y'all, man. You know, tonight's topic, I want to talk about empowering yourself. Empowering yourself. When you hear that, what do you hear? You know, empowering yourself. You know, pretty much empowering yourself to the vision that you see yourself becoming and doing things in your life. You know, a lot of people, they've second-guessed themselves so much to the point where I truly feel like they think they're powerless. You know, and I feel like a lot of people don't give themselves enough of these. You know, they don't pat themselves on the back enough, because the realities of life is the number one person that knows your story is you. So you know where you've been, you know where you've grown from, you know all of your experiences. So the number one person that should be rooting for you is you. So with that being said, I want to talk about tonight about empowering yourself. You know, say it till the word becomes contagious. Empower yourself. Empower yourself. Empower yourself. And the reason why I chose the topic tonight, empower yourself, is too many people need, They need confirmation from other people. But when you empower yourself, you only need confirmation from yourself. You know, empower yourself to the point where you see that you are the driver of your life. You have the keys, you have the car, and you steer your journey the way you want it to be steered. You know, but again, by empowering yourself, you take away all the power that other people have over your life because of your decision making. You know, the reality of life is a lot of people don't understand that as long as I keep giving people power over my life, I'll never become what I'm meant to become, because I'm giving too many people power over my life. That's why I say empower yourself. Empower yourself. When you guys hear the phrase empower yourself, what comes to mind? Empower yourself. Empower yourself. You understand? When you empower yourself, you live above all the negativity. You know, the reality of life is, they say negativity is like oxygen. If you take it away from a negative person, you don't give them room to breathe. They have nothing else to breathe on. So it's just like a fire. A fire can only keep getting bigger with oxygen. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people don't understand is the things you give light will become bigger than what they look like in the end, because of the fact that you give it power. So when I can't talk bad about a person if you don't give me the power to. So what I'm saying is, don't empower somebody over your own life. Take back the keys and start driving your life the way you want to go. Start being more conscious of your decisions. Start being more conscious of your actions. Stop being more conscious of your decisions. Start being conscious of everything that steers you to the journey or to the level where you want to be. You know, I never look at somebody and I frown upon them because either they down or up. My fear is a person that fears seeing themselves on a certain level because they fear getting ahead. And sometimes the reason why we fear getting ahead is because we fear the people that we're going to leave behind. We fear the people that we love. We fear a lot of things. And that word fear is an emotion. And you can make yourself fear more than you think you can make yourself fear by giving the energy to the fear. You understand? You have to face your fears. If your fear is scared to invest, you have to do small investments in order to make yourself more comfortable to invest. If your fear is traveling, take short distance traveling. You know, different things you have to do to empower yourself over your life. You know, a lot of people really need to take back the keys to their life and become the driver of their own life. Too many people have given too many people the keys to their life and their journey and their decisions. Because a lot of our decisions are made based on how other people feel about us. Again, a lot of our decisions are decided solely because we care about others and what they think about us more. So what I'm saying is you've given that person power over your whole life because they get to drive you like what they feel is nice and what they feel is not good. But again, sometimes it begs to be different. In the reality of life, the people that are different tend to be the trendsetters, tend to be the pioneers, tend to be become the big entrepreneurs, because these are the people that step outside of their box. See, the box is get a job, get a career, work for the rest of your life, and slave for someone else's dream. That's the box. But how do you change that dilemma that's been taught to you for all of these generations when this is all you've been taught? Get a job, get a career, work for the rest of your life. So the rule is, they say, I think you can't retire till you're about 63, and the average lifespan is about 70, 73. So that means you work all your life and you get almost 8 to 10 years of living like basically free. And by that time, you're much older. I don't think that's an even trade-off to me and to my perspective. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, why would I ever want someone to control my life by empowering them to decide my journey, to decide my results, to decide everything about myself, when I am the person that controls that? I control my results. I control everything in my life. This is why I say empower yourself. Believe in yourself. Again, negativity is like oxygen. The negative people need oxygen. It's like oxygen to them, the negativity. The more you feed it, the more it gets bigger. But if you take the negativity away from that negative person, they can't breathe because they need it. So what happens is that anything you entertain you become more conscious to the point where it becomes your norm. So again, success has to become a normal attribute to your life. It has to be normal. You have to normalize thinking about success. You have to normalize wanting more from life. You have to normalize purchasing homes. You have to normalize money. You have to normalize the reason why you're winning. You have to normalize a lot of these things. A lot of people don't normalize the things that should be normal. You know, achieving should be normal. You know, purchasing a home should be normal. Your kid going to college should be normal. And these are the conversations that should be a regular occurrence in your home. You know, again, the way you started off in your position in life don't mean you have to stay in that position because your mother may have been, your dad may have been. That's irrelevant to the life. You know, you choose your end results. You know, you can either A, empower the negativity in your life, or B, empower the positivity in your life. So you have to choose which of the two powers are you empowering. Are you empowering the negativity? Are you empowering the positivity? And you have to understand that. See, there's no mid. You can't be in between. You have to choose. Either A, I'm going to be all the way positive, so I am a recipient, or I'm receiving positive energy back towards me because I'm giving off that energy. See, the thing is, a lot of people push out negativity and then they expect positive, and that's not how it goes. Negative gets negative, positive gets positive. So you have to understand the energy you put off to the universe is truly the energy you receive. You know, they say you reap what you sow. And the reality of life, you do reap what you sow. Everything you push out comes back to you wholeheartedly. And you have to be conscious of that. Positive thoughts result in positive actions. I truly agree. You know what I'm saying? This is how we have to talk. You have to talk positive all the way into your life. You know, you have to remove all the negative out of your life. There are a lot of people, and I'm talking today very calm because today I wanted to be completely heard. There are a lot of people who have a lot of potential, but the fact of the matter is they cannot see their potential because they hang out with dark clouds, meaning The people that you have in your inner circle and the people that you say that is your friends, they don't want to push you to leave them. They don't want to see you win. You know, they'll rather see you behind. It's like, if I know my friend has an opportunity, yes, the person has to move to another state. I wouldn't want my friend to move to another state, but the opportunity that's in front of them, I would want them to move to another state so that way they can achieve their potential. So a lot of people wouldn't want that. And that's the reality. They'll say stuff like, yo, you know what? I don't want you to leave, because they don't want to see their friends maybe go higher than them. You know, a lot of people are very in competition with you that you may not even know they're in competition with you, because in reality, you think you just cool with the person, but in reality, the person is hating on you on the low. And that's reality. You know what I'm saying? What up, Mike? You know, but a lot of people don't understand that because of the fact that they think that because they're so positive that everyone's around them is positive. You have to be real with yourself, you know, and that's just the reality. You know, there's a lot of things that I realize that there's reasoning, because in life, the reasons why most of us fail is because the lack of believing in ourselves, the lack of effort, the lack of consciously being on time, the lack of pursuing the things that you know you should pursue. There's always, I'm going to put this off for tomorrow and I'll get back to it. Those are the reasons why most people fail, is because of the fact that they don't put themselves in a situation where they say, you know what, let me just take the initiative and let me do the things that the people that are losing, I don't want to follow their results. You know, that's the reality of life. So in order not to get the same results as people who aren't doing as well, and I say that they have the potentials, but they're not doing as well because of the fact that they're following a losing strategy. When you sit down with your life and you strategically strategize with your life, you'll see that you hold more power to your life than you give yourself. See, again, when you empower yourself psychologically, physically, you know what I'm saying, spiritually, it's mind, body, and soul, and you have to understand that you have to empower all three things. And as you empower all three things, you'll start normalizing things that should be normal to you. For instance, success should be normal to everyone. And I think everybody has the ability to achieve some sort of success based on their potential. And the fact of the matter is, not everyone's going to be a billionaire or a millionaire. That's not what I'm sitting here saying. What I'm saying is, you may reach the potentials that you have because of the fact that you putting yourself in a different perspective psychologically. And understanding is the way you think about life and understand life is the way you give off the same vibe. So basically, you speak badness on your life more than you should. You say things like, you know what? My life is meant to be hard. I grew up in the hood, so it's just, this is what it is. So basically, you saying you accepting failure because of the fact that that's what you're putting over your life. By not empowering yourself, saying, I know for a fact I'm going to win. I know for a fact I got this. I know for a fact life is going to be hard. There's going to be hardship. There's going to be struggles. But I'm going to embrace every single journey. And guess what? With me embracing it, it gives me the ability to understand that when I finish with these results and I get my results, I'll reach the level that I want. Before every blessing, there's always going to be a storm. Just keep that in mind. Before every blessing, there's always a storm. So you have to weather the storms in order for you to achieve certain things. You can't say to yourself like, oh, I deserve better. No, there's no such thing. There's no entitlement in life. Life has no entitlement. And the faster people can get that out their head, they'll understand the people that are getting things done is because they're building networking relationships. They're building a strong circle around them that support them, that anytime they fail or fall, that circle pushes them back up. So basically, that person is more likely to win because of the fact that he or she has a circle that's so supportive. So how can you lose when you have a team or you have a support system? And that's what people don't understand. It's just like a person that does drugs. In AA, they say the first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem. And a lot of people can't admit that they have a problem. You know, the problem is not the world. The problem is you. And the reality of all things is because you are accountable for your actions. I cannot decide how someone else acts, but I can decide how I act. So by me being empowered in myself and say, I control my destiny. I control my decisions. I control my efforts. I control if I'm tired. I control everything. By me empowering myself like that and standing over my life and meaning it genuinely, my life can change so much more for the better. But the thing is, a lot of people don't empower themselves. They stand around deadbeat downers. Like, yo, at the end of the day, yo, we hood. We supposed to die like this. That's not reality. Because of the fact you allowed yourself to fall victim to the narratives that have been placed over your life, basically the obstacles. Everyone has obstacles along their journey. It's on you to embrace the obstacles. You can't say to yourself like, it's supposed to be easy. The reality of all things, if his life was easy, you wouldn't appreciate the success at the end of the journey. So my thing is, if you woke up every day in paradise for the rest of your life, would you really appreciate paradise? But if you work hard all year long and then you fly away to a vacation, you appreciate it so much more because of the fact that you know this is not a regular occurrence for you. So, and that's what people have to understand. You have to say to yourself, I am empowering myself over my life. I am the driver of my life. I control everything that transpires in my life. Just know that things are going to happen along the way of you empowering yourself, but you have to be willing to say to yourself, this is meant for my journey. Yes, I may lose people. Yes, I may go through hardship. Yes, I may lose a job. Yes, I may. That is called life. And no one is exempt from life. Life can happen to me, he, she, it doesn't matter. And you have to understand by picking up your shield and saying, you know what, I'm not going to give up on myself. Because to believe it or not, a lot of people have gave up on themselves. They've given up. And the reason why I say they gave up is because of the fact that they're not trying to do anything to empower themselves anymore. They just laid down and died. And they just gave up. You understand? I think a person that's like that, you see it all the time, and I see it in the community that I'm from. I see a lot of people who they don't have no more efforts in them. And the reason being is, I don't know what it is, but it's sad because I watched a lot of people, and I'm still seeing a lot of people. I'm like, damn, if you changed your mind, and I'm talking to these particular people I'm talking about, if you changed your mind and you thought a little bit different, your outcome would be so much more grand. Listen to that statement. If you changed your mind and you thought a little bit different, your outcome would be so grand. Changing things like, damn, it's raining today, opposed to waking up saying, it's raining, well, the grass needs to be watered. Changing little negative things like that about yourself will have a big result over your life. You know, when people don't understand, when you say stuff like, damn, I'm not supposed to have got that job. You spoke things to the universe, and it's the reason why you didn't get the job. Because you spoke things into the universe over yourself. You could put negative over your own self. And that's what people don't understand. You have to know, you have to speak positive over your life. You have to speak positive over your children. You have to speak positive over your friends. You have to speak positive over your kids. You have to speak positive over the world. You can't take everything and only look at the negative aspect of the thing. A lot of people that every single time something happens to their life, they always look at the negative reasoning behind everything. They never learn to look at the positive of the reasoning. For instance, I'm the kind of person that say, damn, I lost a job. Maybe I could have worked a little bit harder. I've been on time a little more. I look at the reasoning behind everything, because behind every reason, don't get me wrong, if you got laid off, that's a different scenario. I'm talking about, for me, if I lost a job, I'm going to find the positive in it. Maybe it was meant for me to lose this job so that way I can go find the journey that I'm meant for. You know, maybe it was meant for me to fail in this relationship because now it's meant for me to find my future queen. Sometimes you have to look at things like that. And when you look at life like that, you'll be so much more empowered because of the fact that you learn to look at the positive in everything opposed to the negative. Most people emphasize on the negativity so much that it becomes a burden on their life. It's like a big weight is on their chest. Everything, they look at the negative in it. And that's how you automatically will fail, because you cannot always look at the negative in life. You have to say things like, you know what? Maybe this is not the time for me to get to this job, or maybe it's not the time for me to be here, or maybe it's not. And by talking like that, you empowering yourself to understand that life is going to happen whether you like it or not. And by understanding those things and those narratives, you start saying to yourself, I'm going to accept that this is what it is. But guess what? That don't mean I'm going to give up. That don't mean I'm going to submit. That don't mean I'm going to continue to chase and pursue my dreams and my aspirations and my goals. You have to understand that certain reasoning and certain things happen for a reason. And by understanding that, you give yourself more power. You cannot forcefully say to yourself every day, life is meant for me to be so hard because of the fact that this and that, because listen. Life is meant for you to be hard because I feel like God gives his strongest battles to his strongest warriors. And that's reality. I think some of the strongest people have come from the hardest conditions and circumstances. So by understanding that, listen to that statement again. I feel like some of the strongest people have come from the hardest struggles and the hardest conditions that most people would have failed, or most people would have threw in the towel, or most people would have gave up. So reality is there was a reasoning for you to go through what you went through. And when you understand that, you start placing less blame on yourself and say, okay, life, this is just another obstacle for me to get over. Let's get it. And when you start talking like that, you start seeing that your life start becoming more full circle in a positive manner to the magnitude that you start achieving so much more. Because of the fact that you're giving less energy to your negativity and more energy to your positivity. Again, there are two powers, the negative power and the positive power. What you give more energy to becomes you wholeheartedly. Whether you like it or not, if you keep giving energy to your negatives, you're going to be more negative. It's impossible for you not to be, because all your energy is being pushed into your negativity. By empowering yourself, you say stuff over your life like, I am a king, I am a queen, I am this, I am strong, stop saying, yeah, I can't run a mile because, my old self, I can't run no mile, I'm tired. I'm like, look what you just said to yourself. So the fact is, the moment you start running, you're going to give up because you psychologically already told yourself you can't do it. So how can you do certain things when you're already telling yourself you can't do it? So basically, you're empowering yourself less. You're not empowering yourself for more. You understand? By talking those things into your life, you'll start seeing that you're giving yourself less power. The human mind can overachieve more than you could ever think. Trust me, you are so strong psychologically that you don't understand it. You've just been taught to keep talking about the negative things. So the negative things have become over your life so much. That's all you think about is those negative things about yourself. Yes, you might not be the best looking. It's not meant for you to be the best looking, but to somebody, you might be beautiful as hell. Yes, you might not be the tallest person in the world, but it's not meant for you to be tall because God had somebody else that was meant to be tall. You got to understand. Life is not always the way you want it to be, but at the end of the day, it is meant to be what it's meant to be for a reason. And when you start playing God and try to understand why, that's when you fail. Because there's a lot of things that you're never going to understand the reason into. You're not going to understand why you lost a family member. You're not going to understand why your mother had to go. You're not going to understand why your father had to go. You're not going to understand why the positive people died. You're not going to understand those things because they're not meant for us to understand. But at the end of the day, by learning to accept it and say, Lord, your will be done, and God, your will be done, everything happens in its time for a reason. And it's on you to say to yourself, I'm going to change my narrative. I'm going to change my perspective. I'm going to change my thinking. I'm going to change my impulsive thinking moves. A lot of people make a lot of impulsive moves. And what I'm saying by impulsive is they don't wholeheartedly think out the movements before they make them. See, sometimes because it sounds like a good idea, doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. See, a lot of people feel like, oh, because it sounds like a good idea, that means it's a good idea, which is not true. You understand? Even if it's a good idea with the wrong planning and the wrong strategy for it, it won't be a good idea. You understand? So you can have the greatest idea in the world, but if you're not strategizing and asking yourself how I'm going to, like if you're trying to start a company, you say to yourself, I'm going to get this out to the world. How are you going to get it out to the world when you don't have a strategy on how to market it? So you could have one of the greatest business ideas with the worst marketing strategy in life. And that's what a lot of people have. They may have all the greatest thoughts in their head, but their marketing strategy on how to bring it out is bad. Because for one, they go to the wrong people and tell these things to. They tell it to a person that doesn't see life the way they see life or the way they want to see life. You sitting here saying to yourself like, yo, I want to buy a home, and this person's like, that ain't gonna work. So you telling a person that big dream or that aspiration that you have or that goal, and you think they're gonna take it that positive when they're not in the same kind of light, they don't see themselves doing the same thing? I don't think that's gonna happen. You know, you have to be proactive. You have to be proactive. You have to be proactively chasing that empowerment. You know, you say to yourself like, what is the empowerment? What do I give my power to? Who do I give my power to? Ask yourself and be honest wholeheartedly, who do you give your power to? Wholeheartedly, what do you empower? You'll be surprised at the things you empower. Some of us empower our friends too much because we give too much power to their decisions or what they think. You know, and it's sad because it's like we're grown-ups. You need to worry about more what you think opposed to what the world thinks. Just because the world may say something is right in your mind or in the world, it might not be right. As we get into the times more and more, you're going to see more things become normalized. It may not be normalized to your mind or to your world, but you can't give it power. You have to say to yourself, I stand by my standards, and I'm going to stand by my standards to the day I die. It doesn't make you wrong or right. It makes you right in your mind. So with that being said, you have to understand what you think or what you see of yourself is the true results on what can become. So there's a reason why you see yourself being so successful. There's a reason why you think, damn, yo, I know for a fact I wanna bust this move and I wanna buy this there's a reason why you're thinking like that. There's a reason. Because what happens is as your friends and your examples of life change, so will your aspirations and goals. You know, if you stay around a small space or a small community, you will always think small-minded based on the fact that that's the norm of that community. Like you can talk to certain people, they won't know that they're doing anything wrong because of the fact that they're around a bunch of yes people who co-sign all their madness. They could say the most foolish things in life, but people will still co-sign them because of the fact that they call themselves being real or holding it down for their friend. But that's not being real. Being real is telling the truth. So again, you have to be proactive. You have to be actively seeking the things that you want from life. You say you want this car and you want this house and you want this kind of woman. And what about, okay, in order to get that kind of aspirations and goals, you got to be that kind of man, and you have to be that kind of, you have to have that kind of work ethic to have those kind of things that you want. You know, and then lastly, you know, the woman you say or the man you say you may want, you have to become that woman that he may want or she may want, or that woman rather, and that man. So you can't say you want certain things in life if you're not willing to become the things that may lure or attract those things. So you understand, laws of attraction is real. You can attract success. You can manifestate a lot of great things too in your life. It's on you, you know, empower you, believe in yourself, encourage yourself, stop talking down to yourself. A lot of us talk self-doubt like it's going out of style. Everything is self-doubt. Self-doubt. They blame themselves. They curse themselves. See, that's the word, that's the phrase. A lot of people curse themselves. They really curse themselves. They say things like, I'm not meant to succeed. It wasn't meant for me to have that. Why? Why wasn't it meant for you to have that? I'm just curious. Why? You ride past somebody's home and be like, oh, they have a beautiful home, but it ain't meant for me to have that. Damn. You just spoke so much negative over your life. It's crazy. And there's a reason why, because you don't believe in that you're worthy or you're deserving of that. By you saying that to yourself, you actually devaluing yourself. You're not empowering, you're taking your power down. You actually becoming powerless. And a lot of people are powerless today. And they need to start working on becoming empowered in their self and believing in themselves and encouraging themselves and motivating themselves. You understand? And staying focused. Stay focused, man. Stay focused on all the things you need to achieve these things that you want from yourself. You know, I don't believe no person in life is greater than anyone. See, the other day we was having a conversation, and a guy asked me, what do I see? He said, yo, you know, sometimes, Q, some people are just lucky. I don't believe in luck. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe in luck. If you guys believe in luck, please tell me if you believe in luck. I don't believe in luck. I believe luck is preparation meeting opportunity equals luck. So I believe that you prepared yourself for the opportunity, and when the opportunity presented itself, that's how you came through with your luck. That's all I feel luck is. Preparation for the opportunity for you to achieve. That's it. I don't believe there's 24 hours in a day. Nobody has more hours than anybody. You know, I feel like some people they may be more book smart, but they may not be life smart. See, there's different things. I meet a lot of street smart guys who aren't book smart. And I meet some very book smart people who don't have common sense. So is this about being well-rounded opposed to just being strong in only one suit? You have to be strong in a lot of different suits and wear a lot of different hats. You know, and understand that you are the empowering of yourself. And you are what you see in the mirror. When you look at yourself, start talking to yourself. Start saying some positive things. Say some things like, I will achieve. I'm better than who I was yesterday. I'm a king. I'm a queen. I'm a great father. I'm a great mother. I'm a great daughter to my mother. I'm a great son to my mother. You know, I'm going to be the example in the world that I want to see. Start speaking these things over your life. Say these things to yourself. Say, I am a king. I am a queen. Say it and mean it wholeheartedly. Look in the mirror and have that great conversation with yourself that's longly overdue. Have that conversation with yourself. It may sound crazy to the person that don't understand this, but I have them a lot. And I talk to myself and I hold myself extremely accountable for every decision I make. You know, I am no longer a child. I'm actually an adult. Kiana, what up? And with that being said, I hold myself accountable for everything I do. And I speak only positive over my life. I don't speak negative over my life. I don't tell myself I don't have the ladies because of this and because of that. No. I tell myself if I work hard enough, I can get it. I say if I do better, I can achieve it. You know, if I make better choices, my life will be better. I talk like that. You know, I don't talk negative to my life. See, that thing again, what I said to you is what you give power to. You have to empower yourself. You have to truly believe that you are beyond worthy of every great thing there is to offer in life. And by talking like that, it's not being cocky. It's by saying that you give yourself the energy every day to get up and pursue your dreams, your aspirations, and your goals. Stop second-guessing yourself. Stop underestimating yourself. And stop putting yourself last. Learn to start putting yourself a little bit more first. And start saying to yourself, I'm going to read this book. Why? Because it's going to make me a better person. I'm going to get around that person. Why? Because they're going to give me better opportunities. I'm going to learn how to humble myself. Why? Because humble people get further in life. And it's true. Keep that in mind. Humbleness is next to godliness. And keep that in mind. That's facts. Humbleness is next to godliness. I'm going to stay humble. I'm going to motivate the next person around me. I'm going to tell the next person they're a king. I'm going to tell the next woman I see she's beautiful and she's a queen. I'm going to start pushing people so that the positive that I'm giving off becomes second nature to me. I'm starting to get these positive things in my life because of the fact that I'm pushing off so much positive energy. And that's just how life goes. You cannot be the Debbie Downer and then expect the world to be so receptive of you. You know what I'm saying? Let your dreams be bigger than your fears. Do you hear that? Let your dreams be bigger than your fears. Don't be uncomfortable. knowing that your dreams that you have should be bigger than your fears. Your dreams should be way bigger than your fears. You should roar, at your fears. You should tell your fears, you don't hold no power over my life. My fear was my fear because I gave it power. Do you understand that? A fear is only a fear because you give it power. Understand? Failure should not be a fear. That should be your least of fears. Because failures are only the greatest things when you learn from every mistake or every failure you've had. See, the problem with failure is when you don't take that experience and grow from it. That's when you really fail. See, failing is not failing because of the fact that you didn't achieve. But if you learned something from that failure, you've grown. So that's what you need to understand. Stop saying to yourself, I keep failing. I keep failing. I keep failing. Sometimes you got to fall 1,000 times and get up 100 more. You understand? They say you might fall 99 times, but on your 100th time might be the greatest opportunity or the greatest get up that you ever had. See, the thing about businesses, a lot of people will tell you, most successful businessmen have failed in a lot of other businesses. And this is facts. Listen to that statement. Most successful people in business have failed in other businesses. But it didn't discourage them from pursuing another business. You understand? You can't let your failures discourage you from the next adventure in life. It is what it is. I can't say this girl I dated before was not a good woman, so I'm discouraged from talking to other women. That is not how you hold it. You're not supposed to hold life to that standard. And no disrespect to my women, but I have to say this. Stop saying stuff like all men are bad. And men, stop saying that all women are bad. Because you pushing those bad women, by pushing that vibe out there, you're going to keep bringing the bad people to your life. Keep that in mind. You saying it. So the devil's answering your what you want. All bad women are bad. We're going to keep giving you bad women so you can really feel like all women are bad. All men are bad, so we're going to keep giving you bad men because all men are bad. That's what you speak. You speak that over your life. So basically, you allow yourself to be receptive of the energy that you push out. So what I'm trying to say is, in order for you to receive and be around positive people, you have to make yourself more positive. And you'll start seeing how easy it is to be around people that think, that behave, that act, that move, that do certain things a certain way because of the fact that there is natural to them. Being positive should be so normalized to you that you just normally positive. Being negative should be something that you discourage and you never influence and you never motivate within yourself. It's reality. Empower yourself. Speak positive over your life. Stop speaking negative over your life. Stop talking bad into yourself. Stop saying second guessing yourself. Stop thinking that you aren't worthy of greatness when you are beyond worthy of it. Ain't nobody that walks this God-given earth is not God's children, and we all deserving of everything. It's on some of us just think better than some of us. This is why some of us are doing better than some people. It's not the fact that they have more hours in a day. It is not the fact that this person is better than you. It's the fact that that person capitalized on their day. They do the most with the same 24 hours that you're given. They do the most with the same 30 years you've been on earth. They did more. So you cannot be mad at the fact that this person has achieved or done more because of the fact that they put energy into greater things than you have. When you look back over your life and you see, I'm 25 years old right now. In the last 25 years, I've been BSing myself. And this is why you haven't got anywhere. Now you see your friends are getting PhDs and they doing all of these things. You cannot get mad because of the fact that you wasted your 25 years. But you can't say, this is meant for me to be like this. You got to say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to grow from this. At the end of the day, I may have wasted my time, but you have to hold yourself accountable for every decision that you make in life. And by holding yourself accountable, you start seeing things better in your life. You start loving yourself more. You start believing in yourself more. You start encouraging yourself more. See, the thing is, you cannot be a negative person and expect to receive positive things in your life. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And if it do, it won't last. And if it do again, it won't last. I noticed that most of the negative people are not the most successful people. And it's reality. Don't get me wrong. There are few and many that slip through the cracks, but they're not happy. So you may be successful as hell, but that don't mean you happy. And I think that is more valuable than actually being successful. Being happy is 10 times more valuable than the success matter. Some people value the success or being happy. See, I would rather be happy because with being happy, my success will come. And that's what people don't understand. See, I give off positive energy every day. I build my sisters and my brothers because at the end of the day, I'm comfortable in my own skin. See, a lot of people aren't comfortable in their own skin. And I need to say this for the record. Some people need to stop living as if they still in high school. Those days are long gone. I don't give a damn if you was the man, you was the cheerleader, and you was the captain of the goddamn basketball team. Those days are long gone. Now create new moments, new opportunities, new days. You got to start saying to yourself, you know what? I could have been the cornball of all cornballs. But guess what? Who cares? Nobody cares about those things no more. When you speak on people and you start judging a person based on when they was in high school, I look at you like you crazy. I'm going to be honest with you. Because I may know you from second grade all the way up to the age 25. You could have disappeared at 25, and I might run into you at 35. I don't no longer know who you are. I know of you, and I know your name. But I don't know the character you have developed over those years of me not being around you. See, and that's the reality. People change. Evolution is mandatory in life. If you haven't evolved, you clearly are mistaken because of the fact that you don't see the purpose of evolving. Everyone has to evolve. Everyone has to grow. Everyone has to experience. Everyone has to see negative, positives, and everywhere around the board. But again, that word, that term empowerment, that word empowerment is what you give light to will be determining factor of your life. See, when you give certain things power, you wonder why your life is not where you want it to be. Because it's the things you gave power to. You gave power to your friends and what they thought about you more than you gave power to what you thought about yourself. You gave power to your boss more than you gave power to your future. You gave more power in helping somebody else's life rather than your own life, which is crazy. And now you look back and you start seeing, damn, I am the reasoning for a lot of my decisions. I could change certain things in my life. And when you start talking like this, I will change things in my life. I will grow. I will build. I will elevate. I will push my brother up and stop being a crab in a barrel trying to pull him down. I will be the guy that speaks positive over my sister, and I say to my sister, yo, like my sister might be going through something. I'm not going to judge her. And this is how I speak every day. I taught myself how to stop being the negative person that expects positivity in my life. And I learned how to do it. And the reason why I do it, because every day I wake up and I thank God for another day to get it right. And I say to myself, whatever I may have put my old self through, the new me will never put myself through. Why? Because I love myself way too much to put myself through it again. You know what I'm saying? I love myself way too much to hang around people that don't love me. And when I say love me, you have to understand what love is. There are people that love the opportunities you may present. They might love the things, the conversations that you may have. They may love those things about you. But when someone genuinely loves you, they love you to the point where they want to tell you about yourself so you can grow to continue to become better. See, when we were younger, we always pushed those people away because a lot of us still live in a childish mind state. We still live in a childish mind state. And why I say childish is because of the fact that we tend to not tell ourselves like the truth. It's easy to lie to yourself. It's easy to lie to a friend. It's easy for me, it's hard to lie to myself. For me, it's hard to lie to a friend. For me, it's hard to lie to anyone I say I give a damn about. And I feel like a lot of people need to become students in life again. They need to reevaluate their way of thinking before, because it's not the right way of thinking. And that's the realities of life. Understand that you are the empowerment that you give to is basically like a key. It starts your car every day and it drives you. And whether it drives you to the negative or whether it drives you to the positive, you are the determining factor. And that's what people have to understand. What you give light will become you. What you give energy will become you. So stop understanding, like, why are you worried about who's sitting around talking about you? 9 out of 10 times, people that sit around talking about you is because they're miserable with their life. A person that is too busy don't have time for it. Ask anybody that know me, if you call Q's phone right now and you want to talk negative about somebody, ask him what he going to say. I'm tell you. Let's add them to a three-way. Let's resolve this matter right now. Because by not addressing the elephant in the room, you only given a problem that may be the size of a pebble. It may grow to the size of a boulder because you never addressed the issue. See, there are things that we've never addressed in the issues with ourselves. And this is why we started off as a pebble, and now we have problems as big as boulders in our lives because we gave things no look, no effort, no changing. We just allowed it to be what it is. And now we expect things to change in our life. And the reality of life, it won't change unless you do something about it. And some people, believe it or not, they need therapy. They need therapy. They need someone who they can genuinely talk to that tell them the truth about themselves. Some people have a false thinking and been taught with a false teaching on life. You know, their mindsets are so disruptive. Their mindset is so poor. And that's why you have the underachievers. It's not because they don't have the capabilities. You know, they just don't have the strategy and the mindset on how to do certain things. You know, for instance, your actions should always be louder than your words. And I say this wholeheartedly. You know, so I said, let your dreams be bigger than, your dreams should be bigger than your dreams should be bigger than your fears, 1. Your action has to be louder than your words, 2. And your faith has to be stronger than your feelings. Let's say that again. Let your dreams be bigger than your fears. Let your actions be louder than your words. And let your faith be stronger than your feelings. See, when your dreams are bigger than your fears, there's nothing going to stop you from succeeding. When your actions are louder than your words, you stand by everything you say. And lastly, when your faith is stronger than your feelings, there's nothing nobody can say is relevant to your life. You know what you should do. You know what you're capable of doing. But the fact of the matter is, you're not around those people that's pushing you. Everybody need a push in life. Everybody need a little shove. And the fact of the matter is, by being around some people like that, they may bring the best thing that could have ever happened to you out of you. But you have to understand, you're not around the right people. You're not dealing with the right people. You're not talking to the right people. You're conversing with the negative people who are only going to speak negative over you, because here's the theory. When somebody sit around and talk about me, I always ask myself, who cares? And then the theory is, if you sit down and entertain it, it says a lot about you. Because that same thing that person sitting down talking about me about, the moment you turn your back 9 out of 10 times, they're going to talk about you. That's just their character. And that's a flaw. That's not an attribute, that's an actual flaw. So you have assets and you have liabilities in life. Certain things can be assets and certain things can be liabilities. It's what you give energy to. Again, empower yourself. Love yourself. Build yourself. Educate yourself. Motivate yourself. Learn to articulate yourself. Be comfortable being yourself. Because at the end of the day, you may look in 1,000 more mirrors, and you may go to other people's house and you look in bathrooms in these mirrors and that mirror. But when you look in that mirror, you still see the same person. No matter what you say, you can't change who you see in the mirrors. You can fool the world, but you know who you really are. And that's the thing is, people feel like by putting on makeup and disguising the world from who they truly are, that is, you know, and I say makeup as a metaphor. I don't say makeup as a look. See, you can disguise the world from who you are, but in the end, you know who you truly are. So stop fooling yourself. Start learning to encourage yourself. Start learning to empower yourself. Build yourself, motivate yourself. And don't be the person speaking negative over your life. Stop doing that. You understand? Negative people need drama like it's oxygen. Staying positive will always take their breath away. Keep that in mind. Negative people, they need negativity. They need drama. Because the negative energy is like oxygen to them. It makes them feel so much empowered. But if you stop talking negative with them, you know what you just did? You just took their oxygen away. So learn to understand, man, at the end of the day, your life may have started off a certain way, but it damn sure don't have to end like that. You understand? I've made poor decisions, I've made great decisions, and I made decisions in between. But yet and still, I've learned to hold myself accountable for every decision that I should and shouldn't have made. But yet and still now, I'm starting to learn to re-love myself. And that's the thing. When you love yourself, you don't want to see yourself go through certain things. When you love yourself, you don't want to see yourself around certain people. When you love yourself, you don't even want to be in certain conversations. You start looking at the things you could do to make that person that you love so much better. See, a good parent is one who puts their children in positions that's better for themselves. But if you could sit back with your past self and say to yourself, yo, don't do these things. You wasting your time. Would you have that conversation with yourself? And this is reality, I would. But then again, I don't regret myself either. I love my past because it made me who I am today. You know, I experienced a lot. You know, everyone has to be more conscious to know you go through things in life. And it's meant for you to go through these things. And by going through these things, you have to say to yourself, is this meant? You know, do I supposed to grow from this? That's the reality of life, you are. Because in life, nothing is always going to be shiny, diamond, fun. That's not always life. My mother always said to me as a child, if you do the things you have to do, you can ultimately do the things you want to do. So again, my mother always told me as a child, if you do the things you have to do, you can ultimately do the things you want to do. So your life will become so much more grand because of the fact that you are putting yourself in position to change everything about yourself, you know? And when you empower yourself, you speak nothing but positive over your life. You don't hang out with people that don't elevate you psychologically, physically, mentally, spiritually. You stay away from them energies. You know, give yourself more power. Take back the key to your life and start understanding that you are the driver of your life and you determine the destination where you end up at. See, we've allowed a lot of people to drive our life and they put us in a lot of bad positions. We had to make U-turns. We went down wrong ways. We even went down one ways. But at the end of the day, it was meant for you to go through those things. And now you have to say to yourself, I am done with the suffering. I am done with the poor decisions. I am done with the negative energy. I am done with all of those things. That's the only way you can change your life. And that's the reality of life. You cannot change your life continuously to go through those same wrong doors. You have to go through the new doors, because they say old ways don't open up new doors. And that's reality. Being conscious, making better decisions, loving yourself, educating yourself, building yourself, not being scared to take risk. You understand? Because the same way you went out and did something foolish a few years back, you took risk with your life. So now it's time to take some positive risk with your life. We've all taken some crazy risk. So I'm holding myself accountable too. But now it's time to take some positive risk and understand that what you want from life, you can get it. And it's in your grasp. You just got to figure out how to get it. You understand? Everyone has to understand life has a problem, but behind every problem, there's a what? A solution. And I appreciate everybody and understand that we are in this together. And no one is alone. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you how this. You have to see the sunshine where others see shadows, right? And opportunities where others see obstacles. Listen to that again. You have to see the sunshine where others see shadows, and opportunities where others see obstacles. Keep that in mind. You have to see the sunshine when others see shadows, and opportunities where others see obstacles. So when people see obstacles, you have to see opportunity. When people see shadows, you have to see sunshine. And in order for you to see those things, You have to put yourself around people that encourage you and motivate you. And stop giving yourself an excuse every day. Because that's the one thing human nature looks for, an excuse. And as long as you give energy to your excuses will become you. If you keep telling yourself, man, there's a reason why I ain't got no car. You ain't got no car because you ain't working. You ain't eat last night because you ain't got no job. And you don't want no job. Because if you want a job, you'll start putting your resume and the applications in. And that's just reality. So it's just certain things you have to change. You know, hold on one second. You have to change. And we have to change together because no one is greater than any. And if there's a will, there's a way. And together, we're going to do this together. It's just Q's Corner, and we're going to build each other together. Just understand, as long as I'm on earth, and I say this wholeheartedly and consciously, as long as I'm on earth, I will always be your biggest supporter to everybody that's on my live and everybody that's on my Facebook and social media. We in this together. And understand, you only as weak as your weakest link. So if we build up everybody in our communities, I doubt that anyone could be weak. You know, we have to build each other up and start seeing the greatness in each other. You know, a lot of us see too much negative in each other because of the fact that life has taught you to be negative. You know, it's just like racism. You know, a lot of people are psychologically oppressed. And from their oppression, because they oppress others, they don't like to see other people achieve. They don't want to see you grow. They don't want to see you build. We have to change that dilemma and that negative mindset. We have to build with each other. Again, it says you have to see sunshine when others see shadows. And you have to see opportunities when others see obstacles. Keep that in mind, you know, and that's reality. When a person see a shadow, you have to see the sunshine. You have to see the goodness in every situation. And everything that you go through in life, you have to be willing to look at the positive into it, not just the negative. I feel like we give too much energy into the negatives. We say things like, damn, it's raining today. But me, I'll wake up and say, it's raining because my grass need to be watered. It's raining today because somebody ain't washed their car for about 3 weeks, need their car washed. You know, look at the positive in everything. And you'll start seeing your outlook on life will change. You know, and that's how you have to think about life. For anybody that need me, you know, in the bio, right on the, as a matter of fact, you can click it, take you to my YouTube channel. I got a lot of different content on there. You know, the power of teamwork. You know, being the you see in your dreams. You know, I have a lot of very positive content, and I pray you guys support. And you know, I'm going to keep showing my love. I appreciate you guys so much. You know, follow me on Instagram at QDABoss516. QDABoss. Let me just write it for my slow people. That's my IG. This is my YouTube channel, Q's Corner. You know, follow it, support it. I appreciate you guys. You know, but again, empower your mind, empower your family, empower your circle, empower everything around you. And you'll see how much positivity you manifestate in life. Just understanding the conversations, the energy that you put into the universe, you will be receptive of it and you will receive what you get in life. So what you give out will come back tenfold. Keep that in mind. Empower yourself, empower your brothers, empower your sisters. I appreciate you guys. I love you from another episode of Q's Corner. See y'all later. I appreciate you. For all those that didn't subscribe to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. And if you need me, message me, DM me, we'll talk, we'll build, whatever you guys will talk about. If I don't know it, I'll point you in the right direction. Peace, Q, I'm out.